Would you believe that consuming certain types of nuts could increase your cardiovascular disease risk by up to 48%, especially for seniors? This statistic isn't arbitrary. It comes from multi-year research published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. Here's the alarming reality. Several popular nuts commonly found in kitchen pantries may quietly elevate blood pressure, trigger inflammation, clog arteries, and even accelerate cognitive decline. Yet many older adults consume them believing they're making healthy choices. One particular nut, which we'll identify later, contains high levels of a toxic substance that, with regular consumption, can damage your liver, kidneys, and brain function. It's likely already in your snack collection, the same one often praised by low-carb diet advocates, but it might be causing permanent harm to aging bodies. Don't worry though, we've got all the information you need in this video. We're providing the most thorough guide to nut consumption, highlighting which varieties are safest, best for heart health, and most beneficial for brain function, along with those you should completely avoid. Make sure to watch until the end, because we reveal a hidden truth about the most dangerous nut that few discuss, which could be seriously damaging your health without your knowledge. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel for similar content. Before we begin, tell us in the comments where you're viewing from. Now let's explore the 4 types of nuts seniors should incorporate into their diet. Fourth, the bone-building champion almonds. Almonds rank among the best foods for aging bodies thanks to their high calcium and vitamin E content, which together help maintain strong bones. As we age, fractures pose greater complications since our bones naturally become more brittle and porous. Natural bone deterioration accelerates after 65, but consuming just 1/4 cup of almonds daily helps slow this process by providing roughly 97 milligrams of calcium. Beyond calcium, almonds contain magnesium, a mineral often deficient in elderly individuals. This combination makes almonds exceptional. Magnesium acts as a transporter, preventing calcium from damaging arteries and directing it to strengthen bones instead. Almonds' beneficial monounsaturated fats also support heart health by reducing harmful LDL cholesterol levels, critical as cardiovascular disease risk increases with age. For seniors, I recommend 15 to 20 almonds daily, preferably raw or dry roasted without salt. Almonds combat constipation effectively with approximately 3.5 grams of fiber per serving. Important since this condition affects roughly 40% of elderly individuals. Above all else, research from Tufts University demonstrates that almonds help prevent oxidative damage to brain cells that many fear as they age. Choose almonds with skins intact, as they contain flavonoids that, combined with vitamin E, double their antioxidant power. Since almonds can pose choking hazards for seniors with swallowing difficulties, be sure to chew thoroughly. Third, walnuts, the brain-boosting nut. Walnuts stand out as premier brain food for seniors, resembling the very organ they nourish. These remarkable nuts provide the richest source of plant-based omega-3 fatty acid, known as alpha-linolenic acid, compared to other common nuts. This is particularly significant for aging brains since omega-3s support neurotransmission and maintain brain cell membrane integrity. Seniors consuming just 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily for 8 weeks demonstrated notable improvements in cognitive processing speed and mental flexibility. According to recent research in the Journal of Nutrition, walnuts' unique polyphenolic compounds may inhibit neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia by crossing the blood-brain barrier and directly fighting neural tissue inflammation. Less known is that walnuts contain melatonin, which naturally decreases with age, often causing sleep problems for seniors. Some find that eating a handful before bedtime improves sleep quality. Walnuts' combination of arginine, an amino acid supporting blood vessel function, and polyphenols, which reduce oxidative stress, makes them remarkably beneficial for cardiovascular health. They can enhance blood pressure medication effectiveness by helping seniors maintain arterial flexibility. For maximum benefits, store walnuts refrigerated to prevent their delicate oils from becoming rancid. Try consuming 7 to 9 walnut halves daily. As a bonus, cracking them yourself helps maintain fine motor skills. Don't be deterred by walnuts' naturally protective flavor. Their slight bitterness indicates potent antioxidant content. Second, pistachios are excellent for controlling blood pressure. Among nuts beneficial for seniors, pistachios may be the most undervalued, especially for blood pressure regulation. They uniquely offer low sodium and high potassium content, around 285 milligrams per serving, making them particularly health-promoting. This mineral balance is crucial for older adults because it prevents kidney sodium retention. As we age, it can reduce systolic blood pressure by 3 to 5 points, comparable to some prescription medications but without adverse effects. Additionally, pistachios contain lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids that protect against age-related macular degeneration, the primary cause of vision loss in those over 60. Seniors can enjoy pistachios' pleasant crunch without concerns about dental damage that harder nuts might cause. Their distinctive green and purple hues indicate antioxidants that neutralize free radicals, accelerating bodily aging. Pistachios offer practicality for seniors, preventing overconsumption while providing a mindful eating experience that's both calming and cognitively stimulating. The shelling process naturally slows consumption. Research in the International Journal of Obesity shows that discarded shells provide visual consumption cues that help seniors better control intake. If arthritis makes shelling difficult, look for partially opened pistachios. Aim for approximately 49 pistachios daily, which is about 1 ounce, unsalted or lightly salted. For the 25% of Americans over 65 who are diabetic or pre-diabetic, pistachios' 3 grams of fiber per ounce effectively helps regulate blood sugar levels. First place, Brazil nuts, thyroid function supporters. Brazil nuts earned our top ranking because they address thyroid function, a crucial yet often overlooked aspect of aging. With 96 micrograms, which is 137% of daily requirements, in just one nut, these extraordinary specimens represent the richest known food source of selenium. This matters tremendously since thyroid disorders affect up to 20% of people over 65, with many cases going untreated because symptoms are mistaken for normal aging. Selenium, abundant in Brazil nuts, is essential for thyroid hormone activation, which supports energy production, metabolism, and mood regulation. Beyond thyroid support, Brazil nuts-specific fatty acids help preserve myelin, the protective nerve cell covering that typically diminishes with age. This myelin maintenance may help seniors preserve reflexes, reaction times, and cognitive processing speeds. Interestingly, Brazil nuts contain organically bound selenium, making it more bioavailable than synthetic selenium supplements. Brazil nuts are so potent that minimal consumption produces benefits, and their rich, creamy texture makes even small amounts satisfying. In fact, I advise seniors to limit intake to 1 or 2 Brazil nuts daily due to potential selenium excess risks. When purchasing, select nuts still in shells when possible. This natural packaging preserves nutrients longer and prevents rancidity from their high-fat content. Store them refrigerated. Brazil nuts' combination of fiber and natural oils promotes intestinal regularity, benefiting seniors struggling with constipation. Their naturally sweet, buttery flavor makes them excellent alternatives to less nutritious snacks that many elderly individuals resort to. Most fascinating is emerging evidence suggesting certain Brazil nut antioxidants may slow telomere shortening. These chromosome caps naturally diminish with age and influence cellular aging. For those 65 and older, these nuts are ideal. Now let's discuss nuts some seniors should avoid or consume cautiously. Number 4. Inflammatory trigger peanuts. Despite their popularity, peanuts present several concerns for many elderly individuals. First, it's important to understand peanuts aren't true nuts but legumes grown underground. This makes them vulnerable to mold and aflatoxins, naturally occurring mycotoxins that can damage the liver and increase cancer risk with regular consumption. As we age, our detoxification mechanisms inevitably become less efficient, making this risk particularly concerning for seniors. Further troubling is that peanuts contain proteins potentially triggering inflammatory responses in many individuals. Even without an actual allergy, aging bodies already face heightened risks for joint discomfort, cardiovascular stress, and cognitive decline. This low-grade inflammation can exacerbate all 3 conditions. Many Americans already consume excessive omega-6 fatty acids compared to anti-inflammatory omega-3s. Peanuts' high omega-6 content worsens this imbalance. Surprisingly, many physicians fail to warn elderly patients about potentially dangerous interactions between peanuts and blood thinners like warfarin due to peanuts' vitamin K content. Commercial peanut butters containing hydrogenated oils, extra sodium and sugars further compromise aging cardiovascular systems. For the 63% of American seniors struggling with hypertension, this adds unnecessary risk. Even natural peanut butter without added salt can elevate blood pressure. Improper storage of peanuts leads to rancidity, generating harmful free radicals. The common commercial dry roasting process produces acrylamide, a chemical potentially contributing to cognitive decline. particularly concerning for those already worried about memory loss. Even if you've consumed peanuts regularly without apparent issues, switching to our recommended alternatives just 3 days weekly can provide necessary nutrients while reducing exposure to these problematic substances. Third place for nuts to avoid: cashews, the hidden blood sugar disruptor. Due to their exceptionally high carbohydrate content and glycemic impact, cashews present unique risks to seniors. With approximately 9 grams of carbs per ounce, they contain fewer protective compounds and significantly more carbohydrates than true tree nuts. With about 25% of people over 65 having diabetes and another 48% with prediabetes, cashews' blood sugar effects become particularly problematic. This concern is magnified because cashews enjoy a positive health reputation, leading many seniors to consume them liberally without considering potential blood sugar impacts. Cashews' smooth, curved shape creates a notable choking hazard, especially for those with swallowing difficulties. They rank among the most frequently aspirated nuts among seniors. Nutritionally, cashews disappoint with their high oxalate content, compounds that bind calcium in the digestive tract, reducing absorption. This presents a significant concern for seniors already at elevated osteoporosis risk. For those prone to kidney stones, this danger increases dramatically after age 60 due to these same oxalates. Another hidden issue involves cashew processing methods. The extensive processing required to remove urushiol, the same toxic compound found in poison ivy, significantly depletes cashews' nutritional value. Many store-bought varieties undergo oil roasting and excessive salting, adding unhealthy fats and sodium that exacerbate blood pressure and cardiac strain. Cashews contain enzyme inhibitors that impair protein digestion, particularly problematic for seniors who already struggle with digestion and protein absorption. Few realize this. Their creamy texture makes cashews easy to overconsume, potentially contributing to weight gain during a life stage when maintaining healthy weight becomes increasingly challenging. For a healthier option presenting fewer risks to aging bodies while offering superior nutritional benefits, regularly substitute walnuts or almonds for cashews. Second place, macadamia nuts, weight management saboteurs. Their extremely high caloric density makes macadamia nuts particularly concerning for elderly health. Despite their delicious flavor, they represent the most calorically dense nut available, containing approximately 200 calories per ounce. Since metabolic rates naturally decline with age, this adds strain to seniors' already challenging weight management efforts. Their extraordinarily high fat content, about 22 grams per ounce, further stresses the gallbladder's diminishing efficiency. For the 15% of seniors with asymptomatic gallstones, macadamias can trigger painful episodes that might otherwise remain dormant. Beyond their caloric load, macadamias contain among the highest saturated fat levels of any nut, approximately 3 grams per ounce, potentially raising LDL cholesterol, already a concern for many seniors. Their density and hardness pose significant threats to dental health for seniors with crowns, bridges, or weakened teeth. This becomes especially problematic after age 65 when enamel naturally weakens from wear and decreased calcium absorption. From a practical standpoint, macadamias rank among the most expensive nuts, potentially causing budget-conscious seniors to purchase cheaper varieties, more likely to be rancid or improperly stored, exposing them to dangerous oxidized lipids. Commercial macadamia's already suboptimal nutritional profile worsens through oil roasting and excessive salting, adding sodium and damaged fats. Their rich, buttery flavor encourages overconsumption, particularly among older adults who may have less sensitive taste perception and prefer stronger flavors. Concerningly, many seniors consume macadamias believing they benefit heart health, yet research demonstrating nuts' cardiovascular benefits has generally minimized or overlooked high-fat varieties like macadamias. First place, pine nuts, medication interaction triggers. These tree seeds rank among the most problematic for seniors due to several factors particularly relevant to this demographic. Most alarming is their content of compounds that interact with over 60% of medications commonly prescribed to seniors, potentially reducing drug effectiveness or introducing adverse reactions. Many medications commonly taken by those over 65 present known interaction risks, particularly statins, certain antidepressants, and blood pressure drugs. A major red flag is that most physicians and pharmacists never mention food-drug interaction risks to patients. Most concerning is pine nut syndrome, which causes these nuts to impart a bitter, metallic taste persisting for weeks after consumption. While seemingly minor, This can devastatingly impact older adults due to the connection between taste alterations and decreased appetite and nutritional status. Research indicates up to 42% of affected individuals experience significant weight reduction. Evidence suggests this syndrome occurs more frequently in seniors, possibly due to age-related changes in taste receptors and detoxification pathways. Pine nuts' high polyunsaturated fat content quickly oxidizes, generating inflammatory compounds, problematic for seniors already managing inflammatory conditions like arthritis. Their small size and slick texture create aspiration risks, particularly concerning for older adults with swallowing difficulties or medication-induced dry mouth, affecting over 70% of seniors taking multiple prescriptions. Pine nuts enzyme inhibitors can impair protein digestion at a life stage when protein absorption naturally diminishes. As calorie-dense items with high oil content, pine nuts, even in their most common culinary application pesto, can contribute to weight management challenges prevalent after age 65. Alarmingly, emerging research suggests compounds in certain pine nut varieties may accelerate age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss among those over 65. These 4 nuts should be avoided for optimal health. Dietary choices regarding which nuts to consume or avoid can profoundly impact health, vitality, and cognitive function during one's later years. Remember that consistent small adjustments ultimately yield significant long-term results. Now it's your turn to share. Have you noticed health effects from adding or eliminating specific nuts from your diet? Which nut has most significantly impacted your life? Share your experiences and stories in the comments section. We appreciate your insight.